What is up, everyone? It's TyranitarTube and welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer live discussion. Now, today in Hong Kong, during the Pokemon National Championships, a new piece of gameplay was shown. Two new pieces of gameplay, or three, okay? If you don't know, Hong Kong is in China, so this is Chinese gameplay. So, these are the Chinese logos, as you can see. All the non-English character games, so Chinese, Korean, and Japanese, they all have the crystal format, and all the logos with the English letters seem to have the other format, like in the English logos. It's kind of weird. But these are the Chinese letters. So this trailer starts off with you talking to Professor Kukui in your video chat, and he's talking to you about the islands. We saw this before in the island trailer. There's actually translation in the comments, and he seems to just introduce you. He says, hey, welcome to the Alola region, from the region you moved from, and he talks about the different islands that there are, as well as the fact that there's rare Pokemon on them. He talks about Pokemon being in grasslands, caves, skies, and oceans, and then introduces you to freaking Rockruff, this dog Pokemon. I think it's a pure rock type, but you know what? This thing almost feels like a replacement for the local normal type, because I don't think there's a normal type in this region, like the local common normal type that you can get, and this thing seems to be replacing it. It's the first Pokemon you see. It's the professor's Pokemon. So here it's versing, we just found a wild Arcanine. I don't know why we just found, that's impossible. You can't find an Arcanine, but he sends out Rockruff. And of course, you got the Intimidate and all that, but you get to see Rockruff's animation. We got the 3D curve right here. Wait for it. Boom. So good. Look at that perspective. And then it uses Bite or Crunch or something, and it does crap to it. But the gameplay freezes there, and then they show us gameplay of, I was gonna say Nekawala, but this Pokemon is now known as Komala. And if there's one thing I know about this Pokemon, it's the fact that it's supposed to use its log as like a pivot and spin around on it and like kick you in the face. So I want to see it do that. But this Pokemon is known as the half-awake Pokemon because it gets a new ability called Comatose. So the only status affliction it can have is sleep. The concept around this Pokemon's ability is really cool because when a Pokemon is sleeping, it gets the sleeping condition, and it can't get afflicted with any other condition. You can't be sleeping and burnt at the same time. That would hurt. Or like freaking burnt and toxic at the same time. So by being this half-awake Pokemon with Comatose, it gets the benefits of being immune to all status afflictions except sleep, which is crazy. If you pair this thing up with Tapu Koko, you know, electric terrain. Tapu Koko summons an electric terrain. Electric terrain, you can't sleep in it because you're getting freaking electric jolts all over the place. If the freaking land is electric, you're gonna get jolted, alright? So you can't fall asleep during an electric terrain. Pair this thing with Tapu Koko, that's unstoppable, man. I want to see this thing evolve into like this giant koala, man. I'm gonna catch you right. Where's that Master Ball? Going on my team right now, but let's see if it does it. Do the thing. Yes! And you really, is that your tail? I think it used its tail. You don't even have a tail, do you? But it uses its log as a pivot. That is so cool. Yo, I want to see this thing become a giant panda and keep the freaking log, man. Pivot on it, beat them all up. Become the log. Become Ashirama. Yo, this thing could go Sage Mode. So anyways, guys, that was actually the end of the gameplay. So they showed this at the tournament, at the end of the World Champion Tournament in Hong Kong. There's obviously gonna be an official trailer with this in it. I don't know if they're gonna have more stuff in that trailer, but they'd probably have a more cleaner version of this. Because as you can see, when they show the gameplay in the beginning, it's kind of frozen. And whenever they switch scenes, the gameplay freezes again, and they show the next gameplay and unpause it. So it's like they're just showing us live footage from whatever feed they have. So when they actually show us a trailer, there might be more. They might explain their abilities more. But seeing this trailer come out after like the every other days of Sun and Moon news that we get is crazy, because this, like in a week from now, Korokoro is gonna leak. So there's gonna be the next major wave of news, and we haven't even recovered from the last, and we just got more. But now I'm gonna rewatch that with you guys, because there's actually a really cool soundtrack that plays in the background that needs attention, okay? Here we go. That is some powerful music starting off the game, and it only gets better when we move on to see what the wild battle theme sounds like. It's so energetic, like it's so jumpy, like you gotta just freaking tame the Arcanine. It even has that climactic build-up from the trailer. I actually thought that might have been a part of the trailer's just addition to the music, but it actually has that build-up in the game theme. But there's someone called YouTuber6061 who actually recreated the music from this, the background build-up theme that they used in trailers, as well as the wild battle theme. So let's give it a look and see what it sounds like. Hear what it sounds like. That feels Sinnoh. This part feels Sinnoh-y. You gotta take it that the music sounds so much more powerful in these games. So when you actually get actual powerful music like the boss battles, the legendary battles, gym leaders, Elite Four, whatever it is, it's gonna be crazy. And freaking wear headphones when you play these games. Actually, a lot of the themes have more elements to them than you think. You just gotta wear headphones when you play the games. But right now, that introduction and wild battle theme sounds so clean and good. So one thing to pay attention to actually is the fact that they've shown gameplay of Pokemon Sun and Moon before. They've shown 40 minutes of gameplay in the live stream at E3. And in that gameplay, the way you encounter wild Pokemon in the animation is actually different than they show in this gameplay. So either this gameplay was recorded before E3 and E3 is more developed, because someone actually said from the Pokemon Sun and Moon development team that Pokemon Sun and Moon is not complete yet. So even though they got that instruction book there with a set amount of pages, maybe it's a placeholder amount of pages, and maybe it'll change by the time Sun and Moon comes out, because Sun and Moon is not complete, which leaves all the more room for fan service. Which, talking about fan service, another thing people are talking about is the fact that they focused on Electabuzz and Arcanine in that trailer, and instantly the straw that gets drawn out is Mega Arcanine and Mega Electivire, which would bring in like Mega Magmar and all that, and I wouldn't complain. I would love to see all that. It's happened before. In the X and Y trailers, we saw Gardevoir, who later got Mega Gardevoir, and we saw Haunter, who would later become Mega Gengar, but there's so many more Pokemon that are shown that don't become Mega. So while there's no doubt that as the creators in these trailers, they're gonna throw these tidbits and hints and maybe tease some Pokemon to get future Megas, but so far seeing there's gonna be a Mega Arcanine and a Mega Electivire is just pure fun thought. So that is all the time for this video, guys. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and let me know. You know what, man, we've seen so many Sun and Moon Pokemon. I think we've seen like 12 or 13 at this point, so let me know what your favorite Pokemon is. And I don't mean instantly go to Tapu Koko, like in the same way that I like Komala because it pivots using its log. You may like a different Pokemon for some sort of characteristic that they have. So anyways, let me know your favorite Sun and Moon Pokemon in the comments below, and as always, keep playing, keep laughing, and keep believing. See you in the next video. Peace.